Hey people, Intro here, 2v2 faction battle. This is Ancestors Rest and Space Marines versus some Eldar. For the blue Space Marine team, SuperMegaUltraPanda is a force commander, a versatile frontline hero, can bring offense, disruption and support. Fighting in melee, of course, got some Ultramarines of some kind. Alongside Venjitron's Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Looks like we got some recolored Legion of the Damned here. Well, very recolored. On the red Eldar team, 3 Sat and a Farseer, support hero fighting in melee combat, some powerful buffs and control. And rounding off the teams, Blue Day with a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control, grabbing his natural VP. There looks like some scouts on the mid, and they're going to finish the cap, I think, kicking off in the south. Apothecary chasing down some Guardians, going to run into some Howling Banshees soon though, I think. Needs to be careful of that. With those power weapons, they're a big threat to low-level heroes. The Tacs need to start shooting them. And that Warp Spider should be tying up those Tactical Marines in melee, I feel like. He's not doing so. Needs to heal himself, there we go. Gets a special, uses it to escape. Not bad. But yeah, the Warp Spider really should have been tying up these Tacs. Look, they killed a Banshee. Should not have happened. I think he was trying to pour more damage on the Apothecary there. So blue team did grab the mid. Oh, lots of damage on the Force Commander. Maybe some guided Banshees got on him. But he did escape. These guys blundering into the mid have to run. The Banshees, I think, should retreat and heal up here. Something needs to cap, surely. There we go. Howling Banshees capping. Guardians spreading out, looking for wreck points and stuff. Maybe even touch the power. Not easy to hit these powers. They're quite natural in the north. Easier to hit the southern ones, I think. Double tax for Venjitron. Some retreating units here so they can heal up. Because they're not going to last long in combat if they come in so weakened. Scouts taking a whole bunch of damage from the Guardians. Dropping a model, in fact. That's what guided Guardians can do. Boosting their damage and their range. That's a starting ability of the Farseer. Warp Spider Exarch with a cheeky decap on the VP. 8 shotgun blast though. And now the Apothecary will cap it back. Maybe the fast capping Tats can take over. Nope. They're going to go shoot some Eldar, I guess. Where's the other fellas? They are back at base. Shuriken on the way for 3 Sat. It is quite tight in the mid with these ramps coming down. You can cover it quite nicely with a Shuriken. But here comes an assault squad for Panda. These guys again blundering into a bad spot without checking things out. All alone. Didn't work out too great. These scouts are going to wipe if they're not careful. I think they're wiped. And they had shotguns too. Not the best 20 seconds or so there for Venjitron. Apothecary's in the mid. Force Commander's in the mid. Needs to pop that battle cry. There it is. Battle cry gives him special attacks. And also each special provides a damage bonus around him of 10%. And it stacks up. Which you can improve with the Power Sword. Power Sword is not a weapon you see all that often. Mostly because his Thunder Hammer and Power Fist are just so good. But the Power Sword is cheap. Available in Tier 1. It's pretty damn good too. Going after some Guardians. Might eat a grenade here. Looks like it's going to be dealt with though. Heavy gauge coming through for the Warp Spider Exarch. Bad news for that Apothecary in the south. And there's a jump. Assault squad onto the Shuriken. A quick retreat though. Didn't drop a model. Scouts grabbing a northern contested wreck point. Just kind of out the way of most things, eh? Now the Tacs can maybe get some capping going. Can they cap all these little central contested points, maybe? Warp Spider doing some heavy gauge against retreating scouts for some reason. That was a bit weird. I think that's what that was. 410 to 454. Now shooting at the assault squad. Does give him a damage bonus, of course, as well. 28 piercing now with this. And some actually decent melee DPS. Almost 18 melee DPS on a teleporting hero. The Plague Champion and his 8 DPS, Cries. We also have the improved targeters here for more range, more damage. Not bad at all. Howling Banshees with Aspect of Strength. What about the others? Sorry, Aspect of Fleetness on both. They can jump over stuff and get the mirrored power swords. Eldar converging on that spot at just the right time to force off the Apothecary's entire army. That was quite well done. Now they can get onto the southern power, maybe. Are the Guardians going to try? I think they just want to cap the wreck points. They're not pushing out right now. Infiltrated scouts, another way to deal maybe with the Shuriken, giving them some options. There's that battle cry. Buffing those infiltrated scouts. Nothing else was close enough to be buffed though. Don't think he needed to use battle cry there on just the Warp Spider Exarch. And he got shot pretty hard. Assault squad coming in. They might have saved the Force Commander there. Another assault squad, this time for Venjitron. Apothecary with that really good built-in synergy because of his heal with the assault squad, and he does have purification rights. They eat a grenade though. That was nasty. These guys might wipe, you know. Kept them in there way too long. I think they're okay. Very lucky that Howling Banshees weren't around on retreat path. They do make it out. But that was a little bit sloppy from Venjitron. Where is the Apothecary? He's back at base. These guys getting heavy gauged. Is he heavy gauging 2 models there? Is there a little bit of area of effect on this? It seemed like it. I saw 2 stun effects there. 400 to 454. Northern Wreck Point again turning blue for those scouts. Nothing has touched any of the powers yet, I don't think. These guys built a bit late though. Really late actually. Double assault squad for Panda. I wonder if that was intended. There was a player very, very long ago, like over 10 years ago, called Sneakus Peakus, who was in some of the early faction wars and stuff. Used to run double assault squads a lot, which was very fun to see back in the day. Wraithguard on the field for 3 sats. They got their Spirit Seer Warlock fella, so they can move around a bit faster and have better vision. The Farseer herself will also provide that buff if she's nearby, but the Warp Spider won't. Kicking off in the south. Again, Tactical Marines finding themselves in a really bad spot, and we might see a flank here too. Heavy gauge on the assault squad. Where's that Purification Rights heal? There it is. Didn't seem to knock back the Banshees fighting that fella though. They might have been in the middle of a melee animation or a leap or something. Assault squad jumping the Wraithguard, the Farseer and the Howling Banshees right there. And what is this? Why is she not floating? She should be floating in the air using Levitation Field. I'm not sure what happened there. But it didn't hit anyway. Bad fight, I don't think. Bad fight here for Venjitron, I think. Wraithguard volley on the assault squad. The Banshees didn't go after them though at all for some reason. Could have wiped them, I think. They went for the tax to tie them up. Speaking of tying up, Force Commanders in on the Wraithguard. Wraithguard are very weak to melee. Just being tied up in general. They are heavy infantry and they have suppression immunity too. Wartuck dropped in, providing some passive damage resistance buffs around her. She can jump around and has a small heal and some other buffs as well. Nice little sub-commander, very mobile, and she gets her power melee executioner and her shield on the way, perhaps preventing her from death. Do we have Exarchs for these Howling Banshees? We do, with the mirrored power swords. Almost 54 DPS just on the power swords of the Exarch, which is pretty nuts. They must take them to like 130, 140 power melee for the entire squad. DPS. Not bad. Split across those 5 models. Tier 3 for 3 sats. And they didn't skip Tier 2 either. They got the Wraithguard up. Farseer's got that Gravity Blade. She's still level 1 though. What's the DPS on these things again? 65. Not power melee or anything. Flame attacks. So maybe Venjitron is looking to get onto the power gens. That was a very risky jump. Really isolated them. Does have the heal, of course. He seemed to jump them while he was backing away, which is strange. I think you want to be a little bit closer when you do a jump like that. Angels of Death is popped. But look at the flank here from Panda. Really messing up Blue Day. Assault squad with their sergeant, of course. And Venjitron did deal with it quite well in the end. Knew he had the Purification Rights heal. Knew he had the Angels of Death in the pocket. And with the flank, it worked out alright, innit? Double assault squads. Do they both have sergeants? No, only one of them does. double merciless strikes might be good, eh? Especially these days, now that it's easier to use. You only need to target 1 point, which is a great change. 3-Sat dropped his Banshees in there, as you may have seen. Farseer also drops. That's a good 60 seconds or so for the Space Marines, eh? 2 good engagements for them. Can the red team recover it? Got tier 3 stuff rolling out. Here comes a Seer Council for 3-Sat, and they could do huge amounts of work here. Especially if the Farseer can guide them. She's going to try and get revived by the Warp Spider Exarch. There she goes. She's one of the few heroes I think that does not move on the ground when she's down. Perfectly still, I think. But she is actually dead. Some of the others like Twitch and stuff. Both of the red team heroes down. Apothecary with his power axe doing some good work here, eh? Especially with, I mean, Eldar heroes in general are quite energy intensive. But I think the Farseer and the Warp Spider super reliant on their energy. Warp Spider needs it to teleport around. Farseer wants to be spamming guide as much as she can. Still level 1. Repurchases. And it's got that Seer Council now. Extremely dangerous power melee squad that can leap on you, providing a damage resistance aura around them, which also benefits themselves. And they can get a heavy melee option as well. Even fancier spears, but they should keep the power melee for now, I think. Oh, 3-Sat. Did he just lose? Just drop some Guardians or something there? I thought I saw something disappear from the roster. I guess Blue Days dropped Guardians somewhere as well. Vortex in there, Seer Council in here, and there's that levitation field. Wraithguard getting volleys on the attacks. A full bash here by Venjitron, you know. Well done. Not sure how these guys got so... Did it throw them that far? Got really out of coherency there. Okay, can the Eldar bounce back with double Seer Council? Farseer going for a revive. Ah, but the Whirlwind says no. There's a new update out, 2.11.1, which removes the friendly fire from Whirlwinds again, reverting that change. She does get the revive. Gets her into level 2. Leveling up your heroes, for those that don't know, benefits them massively in basically every way. Health, health regen, energy regen, damage. Everything gets better. 304 to 377 on the BPs. There's that Whirlwind. Maybe we'll see some fire dragons to hunt. What's this guy got? He's got a teleporter pack. And here comes the Thunderhammer. That's going to help against the Seer Council. Dark Creepers on the way for 3-Sat. Big fight coming in here. We got a Dreadnought with an assault cannon. There's a barrage doing some friendly fire. Really good hit on the levitation field, eh? Seer Council still going in there. Got to choose their targets well. They're going for the assault squad. Pretty good target for them. Might be worth getting Spirit Stones for that Farseer, eh? For these big brawls. There's that Purification Rights heal. Sends the Seer Council away. Force Commander did go down in that brawl. And the Warp Spider shows up a bit late. Gonna need to run, I think. There he goes. Oh, he's gonna go down. Down he goes. Apothecary gets the revive up to level 4 now. And there's the Dark Creepers. Really powerful anti-infantry squad. Especially against heavy and super heavy infantry because they do plasma damage these days, these fellas. Can switch between 2 weapons, but I think that's been removed in the latest update. I think they only have the Star Swarm launcher. So they don't have the anti-vehicle option. I guess it was seen as a bit too strong for them to be able to also pressure vehicles so well. The Star Swarm launcher is the area of effect psychic damage weapon. Which is super effective against infantry. Again, especially against heavy. These guys may wipe on the Seer Council. Guardians, can you get it done? Oh, that leap got it done. Venjitron loses his assault squad. He's doing really well. Recently, Venjitron, with his engagements. Level 5 Apothecary. Dreadnought. How's the Force Commander doing? Level 3. Does not have an armor upgrade. Here come more Dark Creepers of Blue Day. I mean, Seer Council Dark Creepers. Why not? So we see, yeah, they've got their Star Shot launcher in now. which is the weapon that's been removed in the latest update. Getting some damage onto the Dreadnought there. It's actually decent against infantry as well, like high health infantry. Like Terminators, perhaps you want to use the Star Launcher as well, the Star Shot Launcher. They get jumped. Shuriken's right there though. Wraithguard are there too. Maybe they can get a volley, and here comes the Autarch. Oh, the Wraithguard are being tied up by the Force Commander. Dreadnought survives for now. Grenade on the Apothecary. And there's the other Dark Creepers. And there's the Reaper Barrage, which suppresses infantry. Down goes the Dreadnought. Wraithguard taking it out. Not sure. What was the Force Commander doing? He was on them before. Maybe he just ran into the Shuriken and had to back away. Had to teleport out. 304 to 312. I'm not sure what the Star Shot Launcher. Again, it's been removed now, so not important going forward. But what kind of accuracy does it have against infantry? It missed the scouts there. It might only be worth using against Terminators because they are medium targets. Reaper Barrage actually misses. And now they flee. 304, 299. What's going on with these armies then? 3-Sat lost his Seer Council. Land Ready Redeemer on the way. And Tier 3 for Venjitron. What happened to this Seer Council? Were they just lost in this central brawl at some point when I was whittering on about something else maybe? Don't see their bodies anywhere. Now the Seer Council of Blue Day have their empowered spears. Some heavy melee damage. Whirlwind stopping the caps. I'm not sure. Do they fire quickly enough to keep them off the cap permanently? They're not actually decapping now. I think they do. Assuming they hit, of course. They're not guaranteed to hit what you're aiming at. Dark Creepers. Oh, there we go. Switching to the Star Shot to try and put pressure on the Whirlwind, but the Force Commander comes in to say hello. So what they want to try and do is position Dark Creepers near Guardian weapon teams so that when the Dark Creepers get jumped or teleported on, the Shuriken takes over and punishes. There's only one Shuriken on the field though. Here come more Seer Council for 3-Sat, which I think is worth it. Definitely worth getting more of them. 300 to 269. A mid-meat grinder does benefit Space Marines, of course. Especially with Land Raider Redeemer support and an Apothecary in there too. Doesn't have an armor upgrade, so we may see Armor of the Apothecarian. Look at this power got built up in the mid. Was not expecting that. Stolen by the Red Eldar team, actually. The gens were built by the Space Marines. Kicking off. Dark Creepers doing their thing. Really nasty. They've also got that Reaper's Grasp as well, of course, to mess with Terminators and stuff. Does it stop jumps as well? I seem to recall it stopping jumps, but I may be making it up. It definitely stops teleports. And it slows you down anyway. Look at the Force Commander, though, wiping out that Shuriken. 3-Sat not paying attention to it, I guess. And it goes straight into an orbital beam from the orbital bombardment. Dark Creepers getting messed up by the Apothecary. They got really close for some reason. Land Raider Redeemers here then. With Flamestorm cannons, Twin Assault Cannon, and a Multi-Melter. Dark Creepers are going to wipe. 3-Sat is losing control of his units here. They have retreated eventually. Can they make it out though? They are heavy infantry, which is helping them a bit. Okay, they're out. They made it out. The Seer Council of 3-Sat are now coming in. Need to get the empowered spears to threaten the Land Raider Redeemer. The Space Marines can now all retreat back to this thing. You see the Assault Squad doing it there, which provides awesome support in the field. Stern Guard veterans dropped in by Venjitron. Lost his Assault Squad. Oh yeah, we saw it get lost up here. I remember things sometimes. D-Cannon on the field for Blue Day. Awesome artillery unit. Back to its old ways of that instantaneous devastating shot, which is much cooler. And there's a Singularity look. Nicely hit. I don't think anything died. Assault Squad is there. Dark Creepers getting way, way too close to these Assault Marines. Eldar players struggling a bit with control, it feels like. Getting stuff out of position here and there. And positioning for Eldar is super important because they don't have the toughest infantry. You want to like try to come in from awkward angles and surprise your opponent, also staying safe places, of course. Infiltrating webway from the Farseer. Unloading on the Tactical Marines, I think, or the Stern Guard there. Eldritch Storm coming in. Was that used prematurely? The Land Raider completely dodges it. No, does get hit at the end. But you want to use that when you've got all of your allies in play, I think. Well, here we go. Heavy Melee Seer Council, can they get it on it? You can't get rear armor hits on a Land Raider. It's a big boy. But that's good damage. Really good damage. Panda did send it forward quite far. They might be able to... They got it, you know. I did not think they were going to be able to get that. I thought the Eldritch was used a little bit too soon, but worked out. Land Raider down. That's a big loss for the red team. Now, Wraith Guard capping the mid. And we're going to see some Terminators coming in here. Assault Terminators for Super Mega Ultra Panda. Unique to the Force Commander. Big old shields and hammers, and they can get lightning claws for anti-infantry death. Dark Creepers getting a bit close again. Seer Council get a decap though, that's alright. Are they going to try and get a cap? No, they're okay. These Dark Creepers are still here. Oh, did Blue Day lose his Reapers there? That was really sloppy. And now these Dark Creepers go down. What is going on with the red team's control? They're forgetting they have squads left and right, it feels like. 248 to 272. Well, got the Land Raider down, but then lose both of their Dark Creepers, which are limited to 1. So, worth it, maybe? These guys with their Lightning Claws now. 234 to 172. I mean, they were very sloppy losses on the Dark Creepers. I don't think it was worth those losses for sure. We've got some Fire Dragons though. They're very good against super heavy infantry and vehicles. Terminators are super heavy infantry. Force Commander levels to 6. No armor upgrade still. I hear some power bashing down here. Whirlwind. Almost didn't hit them there. Apothecary is level 8 and now has combat stims. These guys try to fleet away. They should just retreat maybe, I think. Getting tossed around, losing models, kicking off towards the mid. Heavy gauge on the Force Commander. And Terminator's being threatened. Are they going to turn and fight? There's a heal from the Apothecary. Level 8 heal as well. They are going to turn and fight. Seer Council getting torn up now. They are the power melee versions. They do get away. Kill the Terminator. And there's a good levitation field again. Disabling those guys for a while. We have Armor Versurian as well. Can the Warp Spider Exarch get an actual cap there? 219 to 150. Dark Creepers doing their thing again. I mean, it's always worth having them on the field. They're super effective, but gotta be more careful with their positioning. There's a Singularity, and a D-Cannon goes down. It's another sloppy loss from the Eldar players here. They're feeling the pressure of the unit control and the situation they're in. And it's easy for us to watch and expect perfect unit control at all times. It just doesn't happen. But I think they could do better. Especially the Dark Creeper losses here. Those were really sloppy. What is this? Force Commander being taken out by a Seer Council. Nicely done by Blue Day. Chasing on through. That would have been a good chunk of XP for those fellas into level 2 now. You guys capping? Yep, Stern Guard are capping. They also have the fast capping trait. There was talk at one point of removing the fast capping from Tactical Marines, which I thought was a crazy idea. That never went through though. Stern Guard getting messed up, having to flee. Seer Council and Dark Creepers and double the Fire Dragons is a nasty combo. Wraith Guard in there too, of course. There's Reaper's Grasp, slowing down as Assault Marines. They're going after the Farseer. I guess the levitation wasn't available. It should have been available. Assault squad survive. More pressure from the Eldar. Look at this. Going after that whirlwind. They don't like it. Seer Council disrupting the Apothecary. And there's now a Predator tank. Can they take him out? Not quite. Double fire dragons though. And with their dragon scale armor, they can't be knocked down by that whirlwind. They're basically the perfect squad to go after it. Down goes the tank. They didn't chase the whirlwind though. I think they should have. Here's another Land Raider Redeemer. This time from Venjitron. And looks like Blue Day has an Eldritch Storm in the pocket, maybe. These guys don't have their heavy melee spears, though. Yeah, they don't have them. These fellas do. They might be able to get this without an Eldritch Storm. I think they are. Down it goes. Apparently, it's quite easy to destroy Land Raiders. Fire Dragon's doing huge work there. And the Seer Council battered it as well. Another drop. Is it Sternguard or Terminators? It is Terminators for Venjitron. Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Look at the amount of work this Seer Council is doing. Level 3. Tanking basically an entire army there. There's an Assault Squad. There's Sternguard. There's Tax. The Sternguard should actually be using... Wait, is that Sternguard? Yeah, the Sternguard should be using the Hellfire rounds against Seer Council. Seer Council only wear light infantry armor. 201 to 121. At least I think they do. They can't have heavy infantry armor, surely, with that many hit points. Dark Creepers are heavy infantry, though. 1-to-1 cap. Blue team taking the mid. Been a few good engagements for Eldar, but can they keep the pressure up? This is what they often struggle with. Because one mistake, you lose a bunch of stuff a lot easier than Space Marines typically would, for example. Triple Fire Dragons here for 3 sat. Does not have Spirit Stones though, eh? Level 9. With Seer Council and triple Fire Dragons and Wraithguard, surely you get some Spirit Stones up. They're all kind of short range units, aren't they? Here's an Avatar now for Blue Day. Also providing awesome buffs around him. I think he has damage and damage resistance and suppression immunity buffs. Not to mention being super effective in combat. This is going to be nasty now for the Space Marines to deal with. Lightning Claw Terminators are there. Eldritch Storm is here. That Seer Council's quite low now. That's Blue Days. 201 to 95. Force Commander teleported into the Wraithguard, but gets punished for it. And goes down. Yep, and that might be a tricky spot to revive. Avatar on the warpath. Pushing things back, looking for the cap here. Seer Council looking for a decap. There's a grenade. Ouch, it killed those 3. It did. Nicely done by Panda. Quad Fire Dragons now for 3 sat. What do you do against this? Devastator, do you try to suppress this stuff? I think the Force Commander needs to be maybe trying to disrupt the Seer Council rather than the Wraithguard. He can't knock down the Fire Dragons with his hammer, though. I mean, he'll do a lot of damage to them per hit. 179 to 95 on the VPs, and now with Avatar support, too. These claws might need to do a lot of heavy lifting. I think you target the Seer Council first, try to get model losses and the inspirations to start stacking up. What are these Terminators doing? Why are they teleporting in here? Levitation field. Did the Wailing Doom go off? Did they teleport to avoid the Wailing Doom or something? That was bizarre. They're gonna die because they teleported in. 156 to 95. Terminators are down. Some unit control issues also for the Space Marine team as well, I guess, here and there. Look at these fellas, though. They are mincing stuff. But now, the fury of the Fire Dragons and a Seer Council and an Avatar they have to deal with. Can they teleport out? No Librarians. Did they teleport in as well? They did, and they wipe. Dark Creepers doing huge DPS. 148 to 95. Have the blue team lost too much? What a topsy-turvy game, eh? Oh, whoops, but they're getting revived. Trying to get a decap at some point, I'm sure. Level 10 Farseer. Surely get the Spirit Stones up. Come on now. Got quad Fire Dragons. Doesn't have the requisition to purchase it right now, I don't think. Apothecary onto some Dark Reapers. Avatar starts stabbing him. It's decapped. Double cap here now for the Eldar. Stern Guard using the correct Vengeance rounds there against the Avatar. Avatar has super heavy infantry armor like Terminators have. A similar amount of hit points as well. It's just all on one entity. Level 6 Force Commander with some good disruption. Can they put some damage on that Seer Council? Whirlwind taken out by Fire Dragons. Force Commander now level 7. Keeps on disrupting. This is a really long battle cry, it feels like. Levitation. Grenade went in there too. The double Seer Council run. Force Commander did a great job there. And here's the time field with the new effect. Slowing down those units also prevents them from attacking. Really powerful ability in big team fights. 72 to 95. Did the Eldar overextend there a bit? Because now they're off the field. Space Marines can maybe try to dig in the mid again. It's going to be difficult. Here comes another Land Raider, the third one. Wailing Doom. Does not hit. Is it worth the Avatar stomping back to base and healing up here? It might be. The VPs are getting a bit low is the only thing. Okay, they got back to the mid in time to stop the decap. Got that Eldar mobility, and they got webways, of course. So look at this, though. Cheeky scouts decapping over there. A plasma cannon for Panda. I think maybe Devastated to try and suppress these guys. They can't suppress the Wraith Guard is the thing, though. They just need numbers. They need more stuff on the field, the Space Marines. I don't think there's one thing they can purchase that would fix this, obviously. They need stuff. I don't think you can get a tank with quad Fire Dragons and Seer Councils. Taking back their natural there. There's a 2-to-1 for red. I think Librarian Force Barrier would be amazing. Devastators with Veil of Time. 39 to 95 on the VPs. The Land Raider pushing way too far forward. What is it doing? Down it goes. Really bizarre. Really bizarre. Should be back here. Behind its army. But it was not. Angels of Death popped by the Apothecary. That's a singularity, I think. Yes, it is. That might wipe those attacks. Oh, they died before it went off, actually. Eldar just pouring super insane damage out. They did get the cap, though. Some Terminators here for Panda got the cap. Venjitron may lose his entire army. I think this one fella escaped. 2 hit points. The E-Cannon doing some work, eh? And it can continue to do so. Getting some good shots on those Terminators. Seer Councillor here. Seer Councillor that are pretty low, but they're level 4. They're going to do huge, huge damage to those Terminators. Yeah, they can't fight them. Even at that many hit points, they can't fight them. Almost got the cap, some tax up here. Need to cap it, Eldar fellas. Looks like the Guardians are on it. A double for the blue team, you know. And here comes another Land Raider for Venjitron. That's what happens when nobody bashes power. Almost ever. Eldar did steal this one. I don't think this one's been touched. 37 to 40. Terminator's wiped. Can't believe the amount of losses in this game. And that's how you get these long games, I guess. Avatar taking swings at Plasma Devs who flee in terror. Looks like some of the Fire Dragons wiped. GG, says Panda. 37 to 37 is a 2-to-1 for Eldar, but the Space Marine team just too low. A fine battle indeed. Was a hell of a lot of fun. Some sloppy losses here and there. But we got some grim dark violence, that's for sure. Did we have Dark Reapers for both? Oh no. 3 sat stop to the Dark Reapers, I think. Yeah. Got the Fire Dragons going on. These guys got to level 3. I feel like there were like 5 Dark Reapers coming out one at a time. Panda looking for a decap at the end here. 14 to 37 on the VPs. Avatar's back in the mid, healed up a bit. Force Commander hits level 9. And the Apothecary's been 10 for a while. There's some Stern Guard who immediately run away. Scouts are decapping. There's a 1-to-1 cap. It's not over yet. Not over yet. Apothecary's going to go down, is he? No, heals himself. Look at that. That heal was like 500 hit points, I think. That's nuts. Down go the Stern Guard. Down goes the Apothecary. Scouts finish the cap. 2-to-1 here. What's the Force Commander up to? Going for glorious death? He's waiting around. Eldar looking to get their VP back, I'm sure. Can these guys chuck a grenade, or do they have enough energy? I think they do. I think it's 60, isn't it? Also, they're not gonna. They're gonna try and stay sneaky. Force Commander comes in. Battle cries that Farseer around. There's a Fire Prism now for Blue Day. And there's the Dark Creepers doing their thing. Levitation. You can't levitate him when he's battle crying, though. Now he teleports away. And possibly dies. Look at that. Well-timed Wrath of Cain. That was crazy. Or Cain's Wrath. What is it called? Eldritch chucked in there. A single cap for the Space Marines. What is going on? If Eldar lose this, it is the biggest fumble in Dawn of War 2 history. Okay, they got their natural back. Hazard Cannon trying to shoot things. It was a last hurrah from the Space Marines, I guess. And hey, look, a Land Raider that's not blown up. A rare sight. There's a 2-to-1, and there's the game for the Eldar team. There it is. Level 9, level 10 Space Marine heroes, level 10 and level 5 Eldar heroes. Not the highest level play ever. There were some mistakes, but it was very entertaining, I think. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see ya next time.